The BJJ king, or the biggest cheat in grappling.
Steroids are not illegal in jiu-jitsu.
Gordon Ryan, who's the greatest grappler of all time.
This superhuman winning machine is the most polarizing figure in the world of jiu-jitsu. Some consider him the GOAT, the king of jiu-jitsu, while others think his talent is to be vastly overrated. Then comes the issue of being on gear. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT of a sport openly admitting to being on steroids.
Openly admits to taking performance-enhancing drugs, openly talks about it because everybody's doing it, and he's just honest. He's just like, yeah, I take them. Everybody's taking them. They're not illegal in our sport. And if you look at him, he looks like a guy who takes performance-enhancing drugs.
Ryan has used this cheat code and juiced himself to the gills, so much so that he looks like a superhuman athlete. And not to remind you, he looked like a normal adult up until his mid-20s, but today it's like seeing a pure genetic freak.
That's a steroid supplier, that's what it is. Two juice heads. Two juice heads, I don't know how to fight.
Gordon Ryan wants to win at all costs and is okay if these PEDs take away 20 years from his life. He only said it, not me. Perhaps he thinks people will remember him as a winner 20 years later rather than as a steroid abuser. He just wants to go there and win by any means necessary.
Gordon Ryan's best advantage is his ability to use and abuse steroids.
MMA fans, let me introduce you to the John Jones of BJJ, Gordon Ryan. Now let's discuss that much loved and equally hated GOAT of Jiu-Jitsu and delve into his antics in the game. Now, before you start typing your hate comments, hear me out. We're not here to throw shade just for clicks. We're here to ask the tough questions. Is Gordon Ryan really the GOAT, or is he just the biggest cheat the sport has ever seen? Or let me put it this way, is he the most honest cheat in the grappling world? He's very much similar to John Jones in many aspects. Both have had their fair share of beefs. Both are controversial and have plenty of internet beefs. Both have said some nasty things in public, and both are known to slug it out outside of the mats. And then the biggest common denominator is that they are the GOATs in their sport. Gordon is the guy in the world of BJJ. ADCC titles, EBI wins, you name it. The guy has been there and won it all. He's been undefeated for 7 years, tapped out legends, and made grappling look like a video game. His leg locks were straight up unstoppable. Sometimes there were grapplers who were completely blown away by the trickery and the grappling wizardry of the king. But there's a dark cloud hanging over all that. While everyone was hyping up his skills, there was this little voice in the back of our head saying, how is he doing this? For sure, he's an exceptional athlete with great technique, but this level of dominance, it's almost otherworldly. Some suggested the PEDs were the reason, but to accuse someone like that, maybe it was just his critics. The use of steroids in combat sports is nothing new. PEDs are a big no-no in the sporting fraternity, and they're banned in almost all sports where strength and muscle are required to win. They give athletes an unfair advantage and mess with the integrity of the game. But the sport of limb rearrangement is an anomaly where there is definitely a shift in discourse regarding PEDs. There is an openness of sorts backed by public figures, and none so public as the king himself. Then came a bombshell. Gordon came forward and admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs, and that's where things get messy.
I started initially taking steroids. Steroids are not illegal in jiu-jitsu.
This wasn't an expose. Many in the BJJ community knew the cancer that was steroids, and many accused him of it, even some of his former teammates. And that too, not once, but multiple times. But for Ryan to openly come out on it and talk about it in interviews and even make jokes about it blatantly proved that he is a steroid abuser. I mean, take a look at this phenom when he was 20 years old. And today, he's just 29 and he looks like this. Can you tell me a reason for what happened here? This isn't a Christian Bale movie plot. This is the result of years and years of steroid abuse, which has taken over his body. But hey, this ain't illegal in the world of BJJ. Even the king put forth this argument. Let us hear the childish take on such a serious issue.
Number one, because they were legal in jiu-jitsu.
He thinks since everybody does it, he'll do it too. Can't blame him if he thinks a win is a win. And we all know the age-old phrase, all's fair in love and war. And going to war is a guarantee on the mat, figuratively.
People don't remember anything other than the fact that you won or lost.
Probably thinks, why does this matter? 20 years down the line, people will be counting his wins and the titles, not how he got them. And anybody in his shoes, given that chance, surely would have done the same.
Right? No one talks about the fact that Khabib missed weight how many times? 6, 7, 8 times. They talk about the fact that Khabib's undefeated.
Yes, brush aside your shortcomings by taking another high-profile name and incident and then blowing it way out of proportion. While PEDs are taken to outlast or outpower your opponent, let's not forget they can mess with the health of the steroid abuser himself. But in BJJ, there's a gray area. There's no official testing, so guys like Gordon Ryan can do whatever they want and still be hailed as heroes. And that's where the problem lies. How can we call someone the greatest of all time when they've been using PEDs to get there? Doesn't that kind of cheapen the whole idea of being the guy, the king? Now, I know what you're thinking, but everyone's doing it, and yeah, that might be true. Nate Diaz summed it up perfectly when he said,
everybody's on steroids.
But just because everyone's doing it doesn't make it right. Nah, you're messing with not just your own, but someone else's life. That's not how a sport works. The problem is, BJJ has this weird culture where PEDs are kind of brushed under the rug. There's no accountability and no real consequences as a result. So guys like Gordon Ryan can just do their thing and keep racking up titles. And the critics of such abuse have to watch it all in disgust. We see people like Mikey Musumeci advocating for a cleaner sport. They want the game to be about the skill and athleticism of the competitors, rather than just a strength and power battle between two steroid cheats.
The people that took steroids in the past, awesome. Good for you, that was your generation. Okay, maybe you didn't have the rules of steroids in your time. That's awesome. But now, because it's a new generation, take a stand and change the sport, you know? I have nothing against what you did. Now change the sport and help us grow the sport for the next generation.
Being the king of the sport comes with some responsibility. When you're the face of the sport, when you're the guy everyone looks up to, you are the one setting the standard. And right now, the standard is cheat, win, and don't get caught. What a sham. For now, let's leave Ryan and the PEDs chat behind and talk more about his rivals. Gordon has had many in the game. First up is one of his biggest rivals, Felipe Pena, who has 2 wins over him. Their rivalry dates back nearly a decade, with Pena being the only one to submit Ryan in his career. Then we have Nicky Rodriguez, who publicly called him out as a cancer to the team. Remember, both were teammates for a long time. Then we move on to Andre Galvao and the slap that was heard all around the world. Let's go back to February 2021 and Flow Grappling's Who's Number 1 event. The story goes that Gordon's teammate Craig Jones was in the main event. After the main event was done, the King went to shake Andre's hand, who pushed him away and gave him the finger. Gordon later retaliated with a slap to the face. To his credit, the American was going away from this situation, but Andre, not happy with that, continued to pursue and argue with him. This led to him getting slapped a second time. While never caught on PEDs, many consider Galvao to be one of the most blatant users of steroids in the game. So coming back to the King and his stance on PEDs, let me be honest and say, when the top dog is openly using PEDs, it sends a message to everyone else. If you're not on the juice, you're not going to make it. And that's a problem. What message are we sending to the younger generation? That it's okay to cheat as long as you're good enough? That's not the kind of role model we need. For the fans, it's like finding out your favorite superhero was actually a villain. So what's the takeaway from all this? Is Gordon Ryan the biggest cheat in BJJ? Maybe, but he's also a product of a system that doesn't care about integrity. He's a symptom of a bigger problem in the sport. BJJ needs to clean up its act. It needs to implement testing, hold athletes accountable, and set a better example for the next generation, because right now it's a free-for-all and it's not a good look. Okay, that's all I have to say about this for now, but what do you guys think? Is Gordon Ryan the GOAT, or is he just a cheater? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get this conversation going. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you never miss any of our content.